After doing Sadhguru's inner engineering program and practicing the powerful tools he offered, I began to look at life differently. What I once thought were priorities, career, salary, lifestyle, started to feel incomplete. Something deeper was pulling me inward, and so I walked away from a corporate career right after doing MBA from one of India's top 10 business schools. Not out of frustration, but out of a longing to explore my inner dimensions. This is the story of why I left my successful career path to do a 5-month intense Hatha Yoga Teacher Training at the Isha Yoga Center. In 2018, I did Inner Engineering, the flagship program of Sadhguru. At that point in my life, I was searching not for success, not for pleasure, but for something powerful and spiritual that I could make a part of my daily life. That search had begun long back in 2011 when a deep spiritual experience made me see life beyond just education, money, career. Since then, there was this subtle but constant spiritual longing within me. What was missing was a structured path to walk on. Inner engineering changed that. It introduced me to Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. I knew immediately this was something powerful. It wasn't just a breathing technique, it was fundamentally transformative. And for the first time, I had a spiritual process that could become a part of my daily routine. Almost a year later, I was introduced to Sadhguru's classical Hatha Yoga. Right from the first week, I felt something unusual, something deep. It wasn't like any yoga I had seen before. It felt vibrant and calming at the same time. This simply became a part of my life. Every single day, for 2 years straight, I practiced Shambhavi and Hatha Yoga. Morning, evening, or even late at the night, my day just wouldn't feel complete without it. It had become my anchor. All of this was happening while I was doing my MBA from one of India's top 10 business schools. In 2020, I graduated, and like most of my peers, I got placed with a 20 lakhs package. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Successful career, great package, the promise of a comfortable life. And yet, something was missing. Even though I had powerful inner tools with me, I hadn't given enough time for my inner growth. At least, not the way I truly wanted to. This inner dialogue caught momentum when I visited the Isha Yoga Center. I stayed for just a week during Mahashivratri 2021. But when I returned, I knew I wasn't the same person anymore. The spiritual longing, which was like a spark inside me, had turned into a fire. And I thought to myself, if 1 week in this space can do this, what would 5 months of dedicated sadhana do? This was it. I resigned. It's important for me to clarify this. I wasn't escaping anything. My job was good. My team was emotionally intelligent and supportive. My manager was excellent. The salary was more than decent. There was no complaint from my side. But I was longing for something more. And so I took the step. The Isha Hatha Yoga Teacher Training is not like regular 200 or 300-hour yoga courses. It's a 1750 plus hours spread over 21 intense weeks. You don't just learn yoga, you live it every single day. You don't practice it in air-conditioned studios. You live in a powerful, consecrated space. A space built for transformation, not information. Every part of you, your body, your mind, your emotions, your energies get realigned. The training happens in Adiyogi Alayam, a space built solely to transmit classical Hatha Yoga in its purest form. Inside Adiyogi Alayam is the Yogeshwara Linga, a consecrated form with 5 chakras activated. I had been doing the same yoga practices for 2 years, but when I did them inside Adiyogi Alayam, it was like the practices became alive in a completely different way. The ease, the awareness, the stillness, everything deepened in ways I couldn't explain even to myself. It wasn't just about how the practices looked, it was about how deeply it touched me. At this point, I knew this is where I wanted to be. I had been following Sadhguru for a long time by then. His initiatives, Rally for Rivers, massive volunteer driven programs, environmental projects, spiritual programs, they weren't just inspiring, they felt deeply meaningful to me. And somewhere in my heart, I felt I want to be a part of this. If I look back, financially, it was a terrible idea. I'd have to pay a hefty fee for the program and let go of my steady income. But spiritually, emotionally, something inside me was absolutely clear. This is what I have to do. And in retrospect, I know that decision was the turning point in my life. It's been over 3 years since I started teaching classical Hatha Yoga full time. And in this time, I have had the fortune of touching the lives of over 3,000 participants through these powerful yogic practices. I've conducted studio classes, online sessions, workshops. More than 100 people have celebrated Mahashivratri at Isha Yoga Center with me, and over 300 participants have experienced the energy of the ashram through the trips I have guided. What keeps me going are the heartfelt messages of gratitude that I receive from people whose lives have been touched not by me, but by these ancient yogic tools. People find clarity, peace, and transformation in ways they never imagined. And every time I see someone light up from within, I know that a corporate career could never have brought this fulfillment. There's a beautiful Sadhguru quote: "How deeply you touch another life is how rich your life is." I get to live it. Looking back, it was one of the most emotional yet most powerful decisions I have taken. It wasn't logical, but it was right. And if you are someone who's been feeling a similar longing, a similar restlessness inside, then maybe it's time you take that one step inward. Because sometimes one decision can change the direction of your entire life.
Join my WhatsApp yogic community for sadhana inspirations and spiritual insights.